What's up everybody, how's it going? It's Burke, aka Dan's Great here, and welcome to this next session of the Final Fantasy X-2 Escape from the Infinito challenge. Apologies in advance for my unwell sounding voice. I tried to put off recording this week. It's a Wednesday. I tried to kind of give myself as much time as possible, but it's a very busy time on the channel and there's lots of ongoing series, and so I kind of have to keep the momentum going. Today I had to choose to record either this or Dragon Quest, and Dragon Quest was more likely to have like dialogue and stuff to read, so I decided to use my what little is available of my voice on this one for today. So, of course, I left things off in an incredibly dangerous place, which was Cloister 80, and the place that may well already basically mark the end of the challenge for me, because we have to face Chac. And basically, I recorded a lot of what you've seen up until this point before like the mad rush began on the channel, where I started to do Dragon Quest and Silent Hill F and all of the other ongoing series. And so that means that I have not been playing this challenge for quite some time. And this is a great place to jump back in. So obviously through editing, I've generally been kind of seeing my own journey, kind of reliving it through editing. But Chac is going to be incredibly problematic. Now, what I did do is there was a few things that kind of came up during the sessions and during editing that I was like, I need to sort out for the next session, and that's something I tried to do. So one is I had 99 chocobo wings the whole time. I had a look through my notes. I believe I had 2 before I started, and I think maybe I got like 1 along the way. So I have either 2 or 3 chocobo wings. I think that's fine. It's not a big deal. I definitely had at least 1 chocobo wing. So I fixed that. And another couple of things is to do with abilities. So Yuna, for Songstress, this magical mask, this is something that she's basically not allowed to have based on the rules of the challenge, because this is, you can only basically get this ability at a later point in the story than what I would have basically walked from as part of the rules of the challenge. So this has been disabled again. I never used it up until this point anyway, so it wasn't a big deal, but obviously I didn't even know that that was a thing, so I could have obviously tried this Chac fight and be like, oh, wait a minute, Magical Mask could be great, and then I would have used something that would have basically broken the challenge. And so Magical Mask is not allowed for my particular run here. And the other thing is basically you can get break HP limit and break damage limit. Thankfully, this save file didn't have like the item needed to unlock break HP limit, so that's not a problem. But I'd accidentally basically activated break damage limit, which again I'm not allowed to have for this dress sphere, because you need to have done something in chapter 5 in order to get the item which unlocks this as an ability. So in that sense, I think we are back to kind of where things should be. I don't think I have anything that I shouldn't be allowed to have. If I do, then just kind of blame the head and not the heart. There's just a lot of nuances with that kind of stuff that I'm just not very clued up on. And obviously I've been trying to dedicate what time I do have to trying to push through the challenge, and so there's a few things like here and there that aren't perfect, but I think the general premise of the challenge has held up. And I've had a lot of people, like when I've been on premieres and when I've been doing live streams and just in general, saying that they've been enjoying watching the escape from the Infinito challenge. And it has been a bit of a breath of fresh air, because X-2 has not featured pretty much at all on the channel for a good 10 years. And so, yeah, it's been nice to be back, but this could be very much either a severe roadblock or literally the end of the road as it pertains to like these kind of restrictions for the challenge. So I think the way we start is by trying to have a look at, I mean, to what extent can we survive? I think that's obviously, that's where I always start with my challenge stuff. You know, can we survive at any level in the fight? And if we can't, then already you have to kind of start thinking a little differently. So basically, Heaven's Cataract is the big one. That's the one I'm kind of worried about. That's the one that does huge, huge damage. It hits everybody. And if we find no way to ever basically survive that, then it's already a bit of a non-starter. And we have to go potentially a completely different route. And well, also it might render it a little bit impossible. So we'll just have to kind of see here. I believe Heaven's Cataract is magic based. I don't know if we can reduce the damage. I haven't done too much kind of research in that sense. I just know that I remember, of course, also that Heaven's Cataract is deadly. But how we're going to deal with that, I do not currently know. I don't know how much its regular attack does. Maybe its regular attack also does like 10k anyway, so there's a lot to think about. So we can get magic defense up to 150. Might as well give that a go. Petrification and Death. She's going to be an alchemist, so we'll probably leave it at that. Her HP is abysmal, but it is what it is. Do we have more Oath Fails? No. Okay. Yeah, it's not great. Do not have like the best suite of things here. I don't know if she should just be a gunner or something and try and do max damage. So what we're gonna do, I think does this trigger an autosave? Yeah, I think it does. Or we can just put a manual save, it doesn't matter. We're going to start jumping in and have those kind of early attempts. Those of you guys that watch my challenge material, at this stage you kind of know how it works. Also, you can see, I did another session after this one, but it's been probably about 6 weeks since I played. So, yeah, going to need to get back into things. So yeah, we're going to have our kind of introductory attempts. We'll probably have like 2, 3, 4, 5 attempts before we start to understand anything. And then we'll start to try and devise some strategy to get through this by any means necessary. Oh, it's Unaleska that turns into Chac, not Lord Zaon. Even that shows what I remember. Oh boy! No! No. How can we avoid this happening? You can't be serious. How is that possible? For anyone wondering why I've just paused here, it's literally because one of the main things when I was actually doing the Infinito as part of like my normal playthrough of Final Fantasy X-2 10 years ago, I came in and I fought the oversouled version of Chac. And I remember people telling me that the oversouled version of Chac is easier than the non-oversouled, and you didn't experience Chac like as you should have. And so I was always like, I hope when I play this one, I get to fight the non-oversouled version. What the hell are the chances that I've used someone else's save file, so I have no idea what like was going on with this one? What are the chances I end up with an oversouled Chac? Oh no. How do I stop this happening? Can I leave Killer Basilisk somewhere else and then do it? I need to find out how to tackle that. No. Oh, that's such a pain in the ass. Shit, man. I believe it doesn't use Heaven's Cataract in that thing, so I think that's basically why. It makes a massive difference if it doesn't use it. It goes through petrification protection. Ouch. That's already not good. That's also a sign of things to come. But we're not going to try and do the fight. I need to try and see if I can get a non-oversouled Chac here. But yeah, Stony Glare bypassing is absolutely terrible. I honestly forgot that was a thing as well. Yeah, and a lot of damage too. So even the obviously the non-oversouled, sorry, the oversouled is still going to kill me. But obviously we built ourselves up to try and deal with Heaven's Cataract, and in this one doesn't use it, uses physical. So we could put Protect on instead. But I literally already need to take a break within like 3 minutes into the session and try and figure out if I can avoid the oversoul. Okay, so here is what we're going to do. This is a quote-unquote problem I can solve, and this is something I'm going to be doing mostly for your entertainment. At the end of the day, if it is an oversouled Chac, that's what appeared. I did nothing to engineer that situation. I should just fight that. But because of what I said earlier, I do want to experience non-oversoul Chac. And the way that we can do that is by basically breaking our rules, but we're going to be breaking the rules to make it harder for myself. So what I can do, apparently, is basically just exit the Via Infinito, go out into the world, fight a Basilisk, and that will reset, basically, kind of the oversoul counter for that enemy type. So that's what we're going to do. We're literally going to exit the Via Infinito. So the challenge has truly been broken at this point. But it's for a good cause. I mean, the reason that we set up these challenges is just to stop you basically being able to benefit from exiting a particular area. So whatever you go in with, that's all you're going to get. Here, we're going to exit in the name of making it even more difficult so that I can fully experience Chac as it should be. Okay, so thankfully, after a bit of screwing around, I was able to fight a Basilisk enemy type, defeat it, and get rid of the oversoul situation. So now we can actually have our first attempt on a non-oversoul Chac and start to have a look at the damage we're going to take from Heaven's Cataract and just how impossible this next boss battle might be. So let's get into it. This is like the true first look. I still can't believe that we managed to end up with the oversouled one again. It's insane. I did test. It is the non-oversouled one. Alright, let's see what it can do. I'm going to still immediately try and get some shell on. And as you can see, we still suffer the whole like petrification protection is not going to be enough. So my Dark Knights will also be petrified here. Riku had something to protect her from it, but it still bypasses. So whether oversouled or not, that's going to be a big problem. And she just got shattered. Excellent. We're just going to randomly do some stuff. Just wait. Yeah, great. And already Heaven's Cataract came in. It barely lasts like 2 seconds. Now, she survived it, which is good, I guess. Fine. 3,700 or something, right? So, I did... Oh my god, its normal attack does quad 9? Holy shit, well that's not good. That's not good at all. Excellent. Whew. Yeah, you're thinking about Heaven's Cataract, but then you're getting walloped for quad 9 with its normal attack anyway. So that's why I'm feeling like this one might not go so well. It is so fast. Oh, okay. Can it be... I mean, is there anything we can do about that physical attack? Its strength is 254. So... its magic is a mere 152. But the damage constant is very high for Heaven's Cataract. Good lord. I'm sure we've got much we can do here. I mean, I don't think we're tanking very much. So this is unnecessary. It's not going to help. I think still we have to go down the route of eliminating Heaven's Cataract. Surely. I mean, as a as an alchemist, their magic defense is 19. Oof. Just for the pure HP, do we go triple Dark Knight here, I wonder? So I think another path I want to investigate is basically starting off with Dark Knight, trying to double our HP, and just seeing if we can kind of survive anything. Riku doesn't stand a chance of surviving anything. And I'm also, basically, it's got like 820 MP or something, so we're going to also try spamming items. I might use Bum Rush. Not Bum Rush. Which one was the one that lets you start quick? There was one that gave you a first strike. Yeah. I feel like there's definitely a lot of things we could try, but it just feels like the start of the fight we have such little time that whatever we do, we have like, I don't know, 3 turns or whatever to do it. Like, it's just not a lot. So I feel like the quickest thing we can do is just try to double HP and then protect ourselves, you know what I mean? Maybe like throw a Lunar Curtain instead. I just wish there was a way to auto-save like here. This is still quicker than having to redo this every time. So this is going to take a while because there's a lot of things I could try. We're just going to be dying within the first 15-20 seconds like a bunch of times. And this is also another fight where I think active versus wait mode makes a difference. I think in active mode it's basically impossible for me, I think. One way or another we're going to have to spam some items, and wait mode obviously is beneficial for that, so I do acknowledge that. Okay, the fact that we survived that first hit was huge. So like now, this is what I mean, you actually have a second to just select like what you need. So we've got 13 mana springs. So someone's going to try and throw that. We're going to try to... And do we have like a Mega Elixir? I don't really mind using one right now. But it's just so fast that you can't even really get that in time. Yeah, we don't have any Mega Elixirs. We'd have to like mix or something. Oh wait, we have one. $200, not bad. Come on, Pain, before you get petrified, quick. Ah, she took too long. But I think we can potentially spam it quickly enough, like the mana springs. It's kind of a pick your poison. You can't do everything at once. She's gone. That's what I mean by she's just too fast. And then, why would you not toss it on Riku as a second option? Why on yourself? That's so dumb. But it's just way faster than we are. Like, it's almost getting 2 for 1. So, I think it's already leaning more towards we've got to start the fight fast, and we've got to spam the mana springs quickly. So, that means we start with Alchemist, because obviously they have the quick item usage. So we throw a Caution to the Wind. Try this version. They'll be able to... That's the only way we can keep up pace-wise, is just to select item with Alchemist. It will be quicker than what Chac can do. So we need to toss 5 mana springs to make this work. Oh my god. It really depends which set of moves it starts with as well. It's a bit of a crapshoot. Okay, just do the same again. Yeah, so this one, move number 3 was Heaven's Cataract. That's too fast. But I believe it's a bit of an RNG. It has like a cycle of turns, and it depends which one it starts at. So I think if you're lucky, you can get in faster. So I'm going to try that again. I'm not sure we have time to get 5 in, but we can definitely try. Still gonna... Get that. I probably should rearrange all of this, it's so far down. There's also a very slight delay. You can see like the delay that happens there. That's one thing you can do. You can kind of action cancel. So I think that's one important thing there. We're going to keep pushing here. I think this drains all of its MP. We're nearly there. Yes, okay. So now... this is the first time we managed to drain the MP. Come on, Yuno. I think, again, though, it's so freaking fast that all we're going to be doing is just tossing softs here. Like, we don't have time. Yeah, like, we're not even quick enough for that. Okay, so we got this far, but how does that really help? We'd have to be able to survive the physical attack at the least. Yeah. So surely it can't do Heaven's Cataract now. Is it going to fail? How does that work? Oh, for God's sake, I pressed the wrong thing. Ah, so it still tries. That's good for us. Okay. So I screwed up that move, that cost me the thing, but... Huh. Okay. Interesting. So I think we got a bit lucky there. We had just enough turns to maneuver. Obviously the Alchemist's speed really came in useful there. Basically I need to eliminate Heaven's Cataract as quickly as possible, but then really quickly switch over to Dark Knight and then use my items so I get some kind of protect or some kind of shit going. So I want to play around with this a little more. That's the first time we managed to do anything there. The good thing is that we can cancel action, so you can kind of see how it's gearing up to do a Stony Glare, but then we did the Mana Spring and it kind of we got knocked out of it. So I think there's probably some relatively high-level timing-based kind of action cancel strategy ideas there that can help you. See that this is already wasting my time. I got to rearrange that stuff. 194. Also, I think there's a bit of RNG here in terms of can you do it in 4 or do you need 5? Okay, so now we're safe. Now we gotta somehow just like transition out of this shit. He's gonna do a failed Heaven's Cataract. What else can we use? Alright, it's the first time we managed to do this. What? Hey, that was some kind of crit. That was bullshit. Come on, man. The first time I managed to pull anything off, you just hit me with a crit like that. Screw you. It's so fast. It is so fast. I think that's the biggest problem. It is way too fast. Basically, other than like alchemy and firing items, we've got no chance. It's far too quick. So I can stop it from using Heaven's Cataract. I can get that far. But beyond that, I'm not sure I can really do much of anything. It's so damn quick. I really thought once I got Dark Knight, double HP, protect on everybody, that would be the ticket and I'd start to survive some stuff, but then immediately got hit with a crit for quad 9. Ridiculous. We don't need the magic defense. Wish I had more crystal gloves. Yeah, don't have much in the way of defense. Well, there's a small matter of doing 450,000 damage. It's not just, you know, surviving for a bit. We've got to do a lot more than that. Now, interesting part here is that once, basically Heaven's Cataract's incredibly nasty, because alongside all the damage it does, it also causes your stats to go down. But if we stop it happening, we could potentially avoid that. So... I wonder if we could just hang in there with the 2 alchemists to start, and but the thing is, we're gonna keep getting KO'd in the meantime, so she's not really gonna be able to do much in terms of adding buffs. She'll die too quickly. And I think once you get petrified, the buffs are gone. I think that's an added problem. When you get petrified and then you get rid of the petrification, I think you lose your buffs. So like if you did like a strength up or a defense up, you'd lose them. Yeah, it doesn't do anything to the enemy. Yeah, I don't think that's gonna work. This guy you can't use because if you get petrified, basically like all of the arms, like all of them get petrified. So it's basically like a game over. Petrification hits. So I'm not seeing it. The only thing I can start to think of is there some kind of stun locking method where you basically never let it get a turn? Because I'm imagining like if you start hitting it with trigger happy, it's going to get like stuck, it's not going to be able to move. And then you just have like 3 gunners and you somehow find a way to just stun lock it and it just never gets a turn. It feels very cheap, but we're in the realms of obviously you do whatever the hell you can to get through. Like, I'm not beyond using pretty much anything at this stage. So just experimentally, just to see stun lock potential. I just want to have a look at that. Beyond that, obviously, again, there's things like kind of trying to have 2 alchemists and a thief. Again, just sort of trying to hack away the damage, but it feels too fast, and it's got the physical attacks. Like, your alchemist would never survive. So I don't think that kind of strategy would work. So let's see what happens when you just trigger happy it. Problem is, we're not going to do much damage with trigger happy, even with Yuna, because we're just not that powerful. So my initial assessments so far lead me to think, like, no freaking way. This ain't happening, but... obviously these guys don't have much in the way of, oof. Yeah, you can see there's something going on there, like as in you can potentially slow it down. But the recovery from Trigger Happy is so huge. Because it is obviously a very OP move. And once Heaven's Cataract loads up, you're not allowed to stop it. So that's a little gist of how that works. There's definitely something there, like you could probably make that work, but I'm not so sure. And damage-wise, I think it's very minimal damage.